Hey guys, what is going on, Richard? Welcome back to an episode of Casting Conflicts. Got a good one set for you today as UnhlpfulYoda takes on Asteroiy. Hopefully, maybe we'll see if UnhlpfulYoda can bring himself up to 3-0 here in Casting Conflicts, or if Asteroiy will sneak one from him and also claim his second win. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right into the gameplay. Alright folks, and welcome to Asteroiy taking on UnhlpfulYoda in another Casting Conflict series. Of course, Asteroiy looks like looking to pilot the Viking Pirate, bringing a new deck up against UnhlpfulYoda in the Warlock Crusaders. Who are you? Jimba, how do you feeling about this?
This is either Last Will or Rush, both of which I do not believe to be top tier decks in the current meta.
I know what it is. He told me off camera.
Oh, it's monsters, actually.
Oh, we talking about Asteroiyy's deck?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Yoda's. I know what Yoda's is, actually, but not Asteroiyy's.
Yeah, Asteroiy actually has a lot of options there with the Manfish, but it could be personal flavor, it could be hinting to a monsters deck, it could be Rush.
Right.
I think the scariest option there would be Rush because it's a very flip of the coin whether or not Asteroiy has a strong early game and whether or not Yoda does. Because if both players have a strong early game, then Yoda just wins for free.
We do know that actually, I mean, Asteroiy can't hear me, but he is running the no interaction deck, which does possess some decent early game, you know, with the Imp books like we're seeing there, Priest, etc. So Yoda, you know, theoretically has the tools in deck. It's just a matter of if he can get to them. And that's going to be difficult with the books draw being cut off there in favor of taking down the Manfish, which I'm not a huge fan of, but I mean, I guess maybe he preferred taking the Manfish out over the... Oh, that's why. Flamestorm. Still, though, very similar to how the last encounter with this deck went not too long ago. If you remember, Banana was on the opposite end, and we did see Yoda sacrifice a lot of castle health. Do you think he's going to do it again?
I don't think he can against green blue, simply because there's too much of that burst damage potential.
Right.
Temple being an important play here, the 5 health being not too easy to remove. I think Yoda will remove it, though, with a couple Blazes or a Flamestorm.
Well, there is one Blaze that you mentioned, followed up by the Lumberjack. Not aggressive, keeping it out of the cultist. He doesn't want to just throw the unit away, it looks like, which is fine. Cultist going to be not too difficult, though, to remove, I think, for Yoda. You know, I think he could have maybe got the draw.
I don't think Asteroiy should play anything here. I think that if he plays a Temple or if he plays Blacksmith, they're just going to get burned off immediately. I mean, possibly he wants to play a single Blacksmith here, but not double, because then he get way too much Dragon's Breath, potential that Yoda would just be so far ahead, it would be game.
Yeah.
That's exactly what Asteroiyy's thinking also, and is just going for hitting faces, doing as much damage as he can before he loses his board.
It is the right play here, and we'll see if the Lumberjack comes in to kill off the Cultist and kind of make a block, although we do see Lightning Blade in Asteroiyy's hands, so even then it's not going to protect him from all that incoming damage. I think Yoda, though, will be able to remove both of these units fairly easily, at least a burn on Blacksmith, maybe Lumberjack to Cultist. Do you predict maybe another Horseman, though, from Yoda? See if he... Oh, well, there's...
General.
So looking to not burn off, though, which is quite nerve-wracking. Oh, no.
Oh, there's Kraken. I think this is game for Asteroiy.
In favor of? Potentially, yeah. I mean, the thing about Kraken, though, he needs a monster in these upcoming turns to weaken that cost, because there's still a very high probability that Arbiter comes down and saves Yoda in terms of castle health. Although Blacksmith actually looking to not engage here, looks like. He doesn't want to give Yoda the extra draw maybe off of the Blacksmith. Even though a Lightning Blade would kill it, I think maybe he's thinking it's a waste of the Lightning Blade, even though there is game potential right there. What are your thoughts on that?
I think he should move it back and play Temple. I would have moved it back up to the corner because then if a Blaze comes out, you will be trading off just the Lumberjack into the Blacksmith.
Right. Uh-oh. And there is the big boy Andrew. Now, Yoda did mention that he swapped in an Andrew into the no interaction deck in the last casting conflicts we did. So now we're actually seeing his presence go down. We'll see how much of an impact that makes on the game. Even though, I mean, what do
He
you?
has the Lightning Blade General now, doesn't he?
It's right up there. There's no option, I think, to really do so. Plus, you're getting horsemen really on face. I think you need something other than these blacksmiths.
The issue that he's going to start running into is that the late game potential of no interaction of just killing your castle is very, very big.
Right.
That say arbiters and some incinerates hitting face,
Hmm.
just 3 arbiters, that's 12 health off the castle, and he's already at 14.
Not to mention, there's things like Incinerate, Blaze, Drain Life, additional burns. I can easily swipe away that too. And we did see two of them just go down there. Except targeting the temple instead, I think Yoda's seeing that as maybe his only big threat left, which, he's got a point. Where how does Asteroid deal with a two-pronged assault from Andrew and Ryder here? Because that Ryder looking a little bit bigger with the Drain Life buff. So we'll see. Oh,
This might be game for Yoda here. If he, I think the drawing all 3 blacksmiths has really hurt Asteroid here. If he had gotten that Sea Witch maybe a turn earlier, so that way the burn didn't go onto his temple.
mm-hmm.
Um,
I don't.
I would have preferred to see Sea Witch behind Castle there,
Yeah.
just because it's going to cost a burn.
And now with Andrew sitting on face there, all it takes is one more swipe, and Asteroid has to get rid of it this turn, and not making it easy, blocking off both summoning spaces with Taria's files, locking Asteroid into that one space. Especially devastating now that Rat King makes an appearance.
Yeah,
A little too late, my friend. You needed that a bit sooner. You can only really max out on 3 rats from Rat King, and not all of them are going to make it. I think if he had more options, yeah, Rat King would have been great as a spawn here, but ultimately not looking too good. We're going to see the Rat King get played.
that's incorrect. He doesn't even kill
Yeah,
Andrew.
no. I think he's just going to, power it up here, but yeah. Looking like he was just off there. The Tarius file play from his own temple, buffing up
He
Andrew to, yeah, not exactly fond of that play. But anyway, Yoda does clean it up in match number 1 here. Very effective plays. We were kind of nervous for him about, midway through that match, but, tides have turned. Tides have certainly turned. So anyway, let's go back to both the players here and see what both of them are feeling.
quite the interesting combination there you had, Asteroid.
Yeah, 1 damage short from lethal. I could have squeaked out another turn, but I miscalculated and placed my blacksmith in the wrong spot.
Yeah, very
Yeah.
sad. Now, Asteroid, something I do want to ask you. You didn't go for that blacksmith play. At least when initially you had an opportunity to lightning blade the blacksmith, kill off the general, and put yourself in a position where you can threaten with Kraken. Were you just saving that for, did you just think maybe wasn't a good idea to do so? What were your thoughts behind that?
It was. I'm not exactly sure. I feel like looking back, it probably would have been a better decision. But something at the time told me that it wouldn't be a good decision to lightning bait the general there.
Right.
It probably was optimal to do so, but I just didn't.
That's fine. I mean, decisions sometimes are tough in the moment. You never know where things can go. But, Yoda, were you packing an Arbiter somewhere in that hand of yours? Would you have been able to get yourself out of it if the Lightning Blade would have came down, followed up by maybe a Kraken turn 10?
I just pulled the arbiters off the Torius files at the end.
Okay, that's what I figured would happen anyway.
Yeah, I just pulled the arbiters. I wasn't working with a lot of cards. Having those 2 Torius files and 2 lumberjacks on board, I was really kind of needing something to die. Kind of try to get something in my hand. But yeah, I wasn't thinking Kraken for some reason. Even though I seen Manfish, I was still just thinking Rat King Mystic. Get rid of this temple so that Rat King Mystic doesn't just destroy you.
Right. Makes sense. I mean,
Yeah.
Mystic Journey is something that scares all of us, or at least Racking Mystic Journey, I should say. The more fitting combination there.
Yeah, as Astro and I were discussing before the match, Mystic Journey itself is just a free carry to 3,300.
Is that the secret I needed all along?
I mean, I'd say that's the most potent combination in the game is Mystic Journey Rat King Temple.
Yeah, it's scary. It really is. So I was just like, if I could just shut down some of that. Blacksmith, I figured he was gonna, he only got 1 health out. Maybe a scope lightning blade would have killed me, but I kind of had to take my chances. I don't know why. I probably should have took the blacksmith out with the drain light, though, now that I'm thinking about it. But it ended up working out.
Certainly did here, and that does bring you to an advantage in this series. How about, though, we jump into that next game here. Asteroiy, you have the opportunity to counteract the red-yellow from Yoda. And, yeah, I guess we'll see you guys in the next game. Best of luck to both of you.
Invisibility.
Oh, no, there it is. Oh, God. Well,
And
here we
he's
are,
keeping
folks,
the
into
Kuro.
match number 2. It looks like Asteroiy opting for the Pirate Ninja as a counteraction to UnhlpfulYoda here. We see now there is a very mixed bag of options here. We've got Barbarian, Koru, Southport, Mordok, and Badger. Not really something that I could put a clear connection to. Slasher, any thoughts?
I'm going to call it right now. Yoda's going to wipe the floor with him. This color matchup is just too harsh. It's the second worst color combination that's current meta is the green-purple. There's no way to deal with basically a spam of units. There's no way to heal your castle.
I think I can see what he's going for, though. Judging by the units that he's throwing out here, we're seeing things like Barb, Koru, Minotaur. They're very difficult to deal with burns.
Brutal, chaotic storm there.
Yeah, absolutely nuts. That does take out the Barbarian, which is unfortunate. So Asteroiy having to forcibly bring out the Dire Badger, which could face a similar fate depending on what Yoda's got. But again, the idea is here to just create nuisances that he might have to waste more burns for rather than hitting Castle. As we're seeing here, Yoda using the Chaotic Incinerate combo to avoid Castle, and doesn't even get the Badger kill.
To be fair, though, he did get that Barbarian kill beforehand.
He did get the Barbarian kill, that is true. That does give Asteroiy a little bit more free range here. Salahar Rider comes out. We're probably going to see Asteroiy take it out. I would have liked to see something else on board, though, before he did that. Okay. Well, loses the Badger and swaps a Minotaur. Now I think we're going to see Asteroiy go offensively here. At least that's the idea. I think he's just going to spam chonkers at him, right?
It looks like it.
And that's going to...
And we have that Kuro scope combination. I wonder how long it's going to be until he plays it. I would just trade right there without scope and just save it for something like Southport Captain or Mordok.
Yeah, I think that's going to be the option here. Just go on, just hug the castle, bop Andrew from behind, maybe set up a Cannoneer or get that Koru out and ready to go. Koru plus Elvish Thief even. I think maybe if you go Koru, you're going to force an AoE response from Yoda. Flamestorm, Dragon's Fire, something to detect that Koru and take away a lot of gold. Although he is thinking about it here. Obviously, I wouldn't pass up the opportunity, but we'll see.
I would have double Southport Captain there and gone full forward just because you'd be able to spend so much gold the next turn.
Right, and there we see Frog Prince coming out. Now, Asteroiy actually going to be able to counter this with the No, he doesn't have enough. He needs to go Koru scope here. I would go
He
Koru
did the
scope.
math there.
If he had played the second Southport, that would have been no. I think he would have been one off, right? No,
No, he would have had it.
he would have had it. Yep.
He would have had the summon start. At the same time, in many ways, this is way scarier for Yoda. Because
Oh,
he
yeah.
knows where it is, but he can't do a single thing about it.
That's the worst thing about Scope Koru. You know, forcing him to show.
Do we see a
himself.
Chaotic Storm?
That would be the third that we'd see. Instead, going for Imp. Ooh, and a scary place too. I mean, Asteroiy forced to go face there. It doesn't really have another option here. I would get Cannoneer out, maybe followed up with an aggressive Southport.
Mordok.
Oh, or Mordok.
That's 7 damage on Castle if he can hit it.
Or does Yoda burn him out right here? Imp going for more face damage.
I don't think Yoda has the damage right now. If he did, I know Yoda would have played it by now. At least he should have.
No, he gets Arbiter though. Arbiter heals up, full castle heal, and all he needs is just one more damage coming from any source. So could Yoda sneak this one out? Oh no.
Oh.
Multi-strike. Does he go for
And
it?
if he double Horseman's here.
Yeah, he needs to just go face twice. Ignore the Imp for now. Go face. Hit Banshee on... No?
And it'll be 1 health.
1 health short, yeah.
I think he trades Banshee here. Sees what spell card he gets. Because that 3 damage isn't going to be helping him too much. He'll win regardless of that 3 damage. If the 1 damage versus 4 castle, 1 castle health versus 4 castle health is not that big a difference.
Or do you think he connects with the Koru to hide the Koru from like a direct burn?
No, because if he's direct burning the Kuru next turn, then it's already
No, there's
over.
the ignition. If he had
He
pulled
needs
back
to also
something-
block. He needs to remember to block.
He doesn't have enough heal. Yep, perfect.
And this is the game right here, ladies and gentlemen.
I don't think Yoda's got an option here.
He
Arbiter
might have Incinerate. He has a lot of outs here.
Horseman's
That's
gonna
not one
be
of
it.
them.
That was close though. It still could have hit castle and game would have been over.
There's
I don't wait.
there's the
Oh,
flamestorm.
Flamestorm.
Yep,
Yeah.
everything wasn't out there. That's what I thought.
Oh god. Oh.
Very, very close second game, but green purple is just too weak of a combo in that those mid sections of the game.
You can't say he wasn't close though. You can't say he wasn't close.
He was very close, but I'm not sure how much of that was the fact Yoda only played what 4 units.
God, I wasn't keeping count. But anyway, let's go ahead chat with our players here and see what they're feeling after that second game. Boys, a very, very close second game here. I mean, I was excited all the way through.
I was 1 short of lethal again.
So I guess we'll start off with you, Astra, on this question. Going for Pirate Ninja, walk us through the thought process of choosing that as the counter deck here.
Well, I noticed he had a lot of like unusual burn, so I figured it was extremely burn heavy. So I came with a 41 or 40 unit deck, almost all over 3 health, figuring that the burn would be a lot harder in that case, and in the end, almost worked out. But
Almost
I think
still moving slow.
against no interaction, you almost have to play Crusaders to get the healing, because a single Arbiters should, in theory, stop all of the no interaction deck.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's true. Although I think he had a decent idea with the big boys. I mean, once we
Yeah.
saw Minotaur rushing and that Andrea thrown out as the only response, we had the idea that you might have been able to steal it, especially after the chaotic storms and all that other stuff happening.
Excuse me. He played 5 units, not 4 units.
Oh.
So, still, 5 units in a 9-round game is very, very few. It is a units-based game. It shows just how spell-heavy the no interactions deck really is.
Yeah, it pretty much has every burn card that can hit castle, other than flame. I have everyone. I actually don't have any burns that can affect anything other than castle. So I
No
don't
Witch
have blue
Bolt?
fire bolt, no witch bolt, no blue fire bolt, no dragon's fire. I just depend on flamestorm, and drain life and blaze to, kind of chip away. Drain life and blaze, Salahar rider to chip away, and then the flamestorm to help clear if I do need a mass clear.
So what would you have played to counter no interactions, Yoda?
My worst games playing that deck are definitely against Crusader Viking Knights.
Yeah, we were
Because
mentioning Knights earlier before the match started, just considering how much power they have. I mean,
yeah,
clerics, the frog
yes,
princes,
the
Jolarios.
cleric. As soon as you see cleric, it's just hard to get rid of him. You can't hit him. You can't even put your unit there unless you're just going to lose your unit altogether. They throw a Dragon Crest shield on there or something like that, and now it's like, oh boy, I gotta wait quite a while to get rid of this guy, or I gotta get lucky. Drain life would probably help out, but I end up using it just to kind of like clear one of the knights, but knowing that there are Frog Prince and all these other knights with resolve, it just takes up a lot of the burn. So, then Earth Knight could just take up some of my Salahar Rider and Headless Horseman burns all together. And, I need those to, start hitting castle at least, because I do have 3 Arbiters in the deck. So 12 damage, just from Arbiters is possible late game, but I need some burn. I need that other 8. At least, 8 to 12 damage at least, to stick around.
Right, right. Well, I mean, overall, I would say another solid series for the casting conflicts here. I believe, Yoda, that is currently your 3-0. I don't think you've lost the series. Not to toot your horn, but how do you feel after this one specifically?
Oh, that was a 2 nerve-wracking games. I'd say that.
You won by 2 health total.
2 nerve-wracking games. I didn't know what to do about that chaotic storm not hitting that Koryu. That Koryu still living. I was like, oh my god, what am I like? The imp. I was just hoping that the imp burn would hit the Koryu, and I was like, I can squeak by no matter what he brings. I have arbiters in my hand, and I have incinerate. So
At the same time, though, the first chaotic storm killed off his barbarian.
It did. I actually only wanted one of those to hit the barbarian because I had the flame storm, and I figured if one hit, the barbarian probably would trade with shaman, and the borders reset again. But
Yeah.
if he hits the shaman with something else, that 2 damage would probably bring both of those units within the flamestorm range. That was my mindset. So I really only wanted one, but I wasn't too mad when barbarian just disappeared. So
Well, before
yeah,
I
good
close
games.
this out,
Good games. Should I say?
Yeah, good games, man.
before we close this out, though, Asteroiy, do you have any other words? I gave Yoda his last words, so it's only fair to give you the same before I throw it out to my future self to close out the video.
Um,
No?
No, not particularly. I think
Not even maybe,
that's it.
thoughts on who your next opponent's gonna be? I mean, I think you've
Ooh,
how many have you played so far? 3 or 2?
I've played 3. I'm 1-2.
Right, right. So maybe thoughts on next opponent question mark? Maybe we want to give the folks at home something to think about. Dream matchups.
Ooh, I think Catchem just dropped on the server, didn't he?
Ketchum did just drop.
Is that fresh meat?
Maybe you're gonna take his debut match, huh?
Maybe.
All right. Well, we'll keep an eye on that one. But for now, folks, let's throw it out to my future self to close out the video. And with that being said, I hope you did enjoy this edition of Casting Conflicts. Let me know what you guys thought of the matches by leaving your thoughts down in the comment section below. While you're down there, if you haven't done so already, be sure to like if you enjoyed, share it with friends, of course, subscribe if you are new or haven't done so already. It's the best way you guys can show your support to us here on the channel by clicking that subscribe button at no additional cost to you. And yeah, with that being said, guys, until next time, stay gaming.